What's up YouTube, Michael here, or the Young Biker. This is my first onboard commentary. It's something that I didn't try before, so actually I'm gonna commentate while you guys watch the actual video of the bike. And I figured that I would mix a little bit of what I'm actually doing, so like how I'm riding my bike and details that you guys don't know, with some things I just want to say that might be irrelevant to the actual commentary. So let's get started. I'm gonna tell mostly about what gears I'm using in the beginning. So, I mean, I get started with the first gear, and then I very quickly switch to the second, just because the first is very jerky, and the second one is a little bit more stable. So here I'm just running with the second gear, and you can get the second gear pretty easily up to 50 kilometers per hour, but that would be in the very high RPM section, and you don't really want to do that if you really don't intend to do it. So here I'm running, and like I left my camera just so that you could see when the RPM meter shows the high RPMs, but I want to show you also what's actually going on. So then switch the first, quick acceleration to the go over the opposite lane. And here, because I see that the light switches green quite quickly, excuse me, I don't go into neutral gear, so I stay on the first gear with the clutch, and then I just get going, and then into second gear. And I think also here I go to third, just because I know that I'm not going to be able to pass that big van, so I go into third and I run on the lower RPMs. I mean, it does go higher eventually, because the van, it's not a slow one, but that's what I do. But then very quickly here, as the road widens, I take the right lane and I get rid of the van. Here what I like to do, I mean what I usually like to do, is I just like brake quite quickly to get that sporty feel to my riding, so that it's not completely boring. A little cool transition, and then we go ahead to running a bit faster. Now here whenever I go from lights, I get the RPMs up to 8 or 9, 8 or 9,000 RPM, and then I let the clutch go in the first gear, and then I go all the way to the max. But sometimes you might see right here, when I'm not trying to accelerate so quickly, what I do is when I see the yellow light come up, I hit the RPM to like 5 or 4,000, and then I do the same thing, so it's not so violent and it's more natural. But what you don't want to do with the small Yamaha or any small bike is start with really low RPM, because it's really ineffective, and it kind of like, I don't know if the word stall is the right word, but it kind of stalls the engine, and it's like here I was just like, it was a really hot day, so I was just like, I want some airflow, so I was going pretty fast, but I go deeper into the city quite quickly. Here I think you can hear me sneeze. I try to like cut out all the boring waiting parts in the lights. So this is basically just the same road. So I hit the RPM really high, 9, even almost 10,000, and then change the gear. I don't go all the way to the max, because I'm not actually looking at the RPM meter, so I just go with the sound, and it's safer, so that you don't hit the max cap, and then it's like, then it kind of like actually slows you down a bit, and you kind of like jerk forward, and it kind of hurts your balls. I'm trying all these different camera angles. Like, I don't know, with my performance videos I try to have the RPM and the speed both visible, but here it's less about the performance, so I decided to show you a little bit more of the actual road, and it's pretty relaxing just looking at stuff sometimes. Here I tried to blend in on the right lane, no big deal. It's such a small bike that it's really easy to control and stop if you really need to stop it. Guy with an Apple car. That's pretty funny. Here I think, yeah, because this one it's a 2-lane road, but traffic is barely ever there. Very fast and good, so I don't actually intend to make a lot of overtakes. This black car seems to be going a little bit faster than the other, so I just follow him. As you can see, it would be quite inconvenient to try to go faster than the other cars because there would be a lot of squiggling. Yeah, those guys were also escaping the heat by getting some airflow on their bikes. I used to do motocross, but then I sold my bike and I bought this one, so I don't do motocross anymore. Very fun, very fun. Here, after the roundabout, we get to another big road where I like to drive very often. It's not straight, it's got some curves, so that's why you can turn and go fast at the same time, which is a little bit more exciting. And it's just an awesome feeling when you're like horizontally in an angle like this right here. And even though it's not like anything major, it's still a pretty cool feeling. And I get extremely lucky. I get the green light, and of course there's cars there, so I have to stop. I got my driving license for a car just now, so you can be expecting some car video logs very soon. My car is a pretty quick BMW, so I might even be doing something a little bit more exciting, but you'll have to wait for that. Here, you might hear from the sound, I do use quite a lot of motor braking, and then I just go in between the cars. And I think right here, the lights turn green immediately, so I barely stop. Yeah. I do a lot of motor braking just because going at 50 kilometers per hour on the 3rd gear or 4th gear, and then just like double changing to the 2nd gear, and then letting go of the clutch, it just like makes this row, like you're like no. It's really cool. They even do it with the sports cars like the Ferraris and Lamborghinis, and people who aren't really used to those kind of cars, they don't know what's going on, but that's what you do. You're driving, and then you just double shift downwards and let go of the clutch, and it just makes the engine scream. But it can make you lose control of the bike, so don't do it from too big speeds. Get to another very large roundabout here, and this is all what I like to do. You can look, I don't know what the angle of my bike is. Yeah, it's pretty low. I go in quite a steep angle here. And it's you don't have to be afraid of anything. It's just a very controlled environment in the roundabout when you want to tilt your bike. I rarely use my knee because I don't want to look stupid, because I don't really know what the whole technicalities are with the knee and everything. So I know how to balance my bike. I just don't know with the knee, and my running pants aren't even suitable for that. So if you guys want to like send me a video response of your own bike, like a video of your own bike, that would be awesome. Like what I'm looking from this channel is just like communication between all kinds of different young riders, sharing tips and tricks and hints and experiences So if I seem like a cool guy, then please just like send me a message and we'll do something interesting. And that was not supposed to sound perverted. We'll do something on YouTube. Oh god. Let's see, I remember something happened here. Or not. This is the worst kind of traffic that you can have with your bike. Okay, it's not the worst, but it's really bad. It's just like you have to watch your speed all the time because you don't want to hit the cars in front of you, and you have to accelerate, decelerate. You can't really just go how you want to. And then like once I get into the city, it's just so slow that I have to have my legs on the ground all the time, so that's why I go outside of the city, but you won't see that in this video. We're gonna hit a really big cool intersection here in a second. I mean, you can see my RPM right now is at 8,000, and that just like comes to show how I ride with always high RPM, just because you get the maximum power. And with this kind of small bikes, power is really something that you don't want to let go, because they don't have a lot to spare anyway. And here you can see, like, if you look to the left and the right and just how many marks there are, traffic signs, this is a huge intersection. And like you see, well, I see when I go here often, a lot of bikes just like running through it really quickly, and it seems really scary because it's an intersection and you don't usually go very fast in an intersection, but because it's such a huge big intersection, it's like it's not even there, and that's why they can go through it really fast. So as you can see, I'm actually going into the city right now, so the video is nearing its end. I do hear meet in a second a really cute girl on a scooter. Of course I don't talk to her or anything, but just something for you young people there to look at. I love people with scooters, but I hate scooters. Oh, there she is. Scooters are so gay. If you're gonna get a 50cc moped, don't get a scooter. Get a supermoto or a cross or something else, but don't get a scooter. So that's all I'm gonna say today. I will see you guys hopefully later. And whatever you do, remember, don't ride safe. Peace out.